Hey Virgo, what's going on with you? I may go live today, just out of the blue, and I won't be on long. Just saying, Virgo, who were you in your past life? Who were you, Virgo, in your past life? Take what you need and leave the rest. Take it all or nothing at all, whatever. Okay. Who were you in your prior life? Virgo, past life reading. Who was Virgo in your past life? Who was I? We have persecution and inquisition. Could have been a witch. Who were you in your past life, Virgo? Wow, look how that landed. Maybe you burned up in a fire. Salem witch. Got male, female. Who was Virgo in their past life? Native American. Maybe you have now some Native American in your family. We have here trust and faith. Okay. Could have been a part of, I mean secular, but a part of like a church, a denomination that was really strict on the parishioners, or you yourself was very religious, almost to a fault. Yeah, you could have been burned at the stake. You could have been hung because of your religious preferences, because of what you like to do, things that you like to practice. Maybe practice some sort of magic, and they persecuted you for that. I'm also picking up on something else too. We got forgiveness. Forgiving those who have hurt you, who have did you wrong, even now, because I feel like you were unalived by people who really didn't believe in what you believed in, or believed in your culture. And when I see this, if you are familiar with the movie Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie, and when because Carrie had those telekinetic powers, so she was able to get those to throw different objects at her mother to keep her mother from stabbing her with that knife. Okay, so and she ended up throwing all of those weapons and stuff, knives and stuff, forks and stuff, whatever she could, and she ended up hanging. Like not hanging, but she ended up dying attached to the wall, because that's what I'm getting in my head. Piper Lori. Maybe your name is Piper, maybe your name is Lori, whatever. But yeah, kind of like it's hard to see, but yeah, how she's just standing there, like you know. And you could have also been, could be two scenarios. You're practicing something that they didn't like. You're a part of the Native American culture. You could have been a witch. You could have also been, I don't know what they call a person who have both sexes of male and a female. Morphodite, or back then, or whatever the phrase is. They didn't have a phrase for it back then, but you were persecuted for being different, maybe shunned as well. And we got the tree here. They could have hung you from a tree. They could have done things to hurt you. You trusted yourself. You trusted in your faith. You believed in what it is you were doing, and maybe they didn't. Now it's time to practice forgiveness. Maybe it's hard. It was hard for you to forgive someone who ultimately took you to the other side. They unlived you. Okay, because you were different. Maybe you were different in the culture that you lived, the life that you lived. They were persecuted you for something that you did, or you persecuted somebody because they were different. And because maybe you practiced some sort of witchery, maybe they thought that the medicine and things that you were doing was you were persecuting them. Maybe they persecuted you, whatever the situation, all because of some beliefs, all because you were different, all because they were different. And somebody, once, maybe you practiced forgiveness, maybe you forgave somebody, or maybe they never forgave you for what you did or whatever, because you were the persecutor, or you were the person that it happened to. And even now, you possibly have a hard time forgiving. Who doesn't at this point in time? Okay. Food and hunger. I feel like they sequestered you. That it was only possibly gave you food and water when they did give you anything, and they kept you away from other people. You didn't get a chance to see people. They just kept you sequestered, like the Scarlet Letter. You know, we have Father, and we have angels here. So I feel like you were very close with a parent before you, like when they passed away, and as soon as your soul discorporated, then you went to your father on the other side. You met your father on the other side. You possibly even persecuted a child. You possibly even in this lifetime aborted a pregnancy or lost a pregnancy. Whatever the situation is, I'm sorry for your loss. Okay, I just feel like there's so many different instances here. I actually see in my head someone hanging from a tree. You know, someone being burned at the stake or whatever. Kind of like you light a fuse, like dynamite or something. Somebody like lit a fuse, and it took a while for their fuse to reach you, and then you burned, like burned at the stake or something like that, because they didn't want to witness that or something like that, or they were a wuss or a punk and wanted to walk away from something that they did, that they created here with a lot of wood, or something. You know, they just left. You know, left you there. Persecuted you for your beliefs, for what it is that you chose to do with your life, whether it was a medicine woman, a medicine man, whether it was witch, whether you were both sexes or chose to be one sex over the other, lived your life totally different, and they didn't understand that. Kind of like you're talking to the moon. Who are you talking to? What is this gibberish that you're talking? I feel like you're so different than people. Even now, even when you were young, you're possibly abused, you're possibly targeted, you were possibly bullied, or whatever the situation was that took place in your life. I feel like a child is around you. Take it how it resonates on the other side. And I feel like a lot of things happen. Like to me, this looks like fire. I'm hearing fire and brimstone. But you know, it just hurt you that they could do this. Like I see the fire there. You know, so it just but you know what? Once you got on the other side, you were so much more happier. You were so much more at peace and at ease, because you didn't have to deal with this earthly energy around you and what took place. You're with the angels, and there is a level of forgiveness. Maybe you never forgave, maybe you chose not to forgive, whatever the situation called for. And now, though you're living your life the way you want to, you're much more older, and you're no longer getting bullied by people in high school, middle school, especially grade school, whatever. Family members aren't bullying you because you don't deal with that anymore. You don't talk to people anymore the way you used to, and that's, you know, that may be okay for you, but it's hard for you to forgive. But leave it to the angels. You know, karma. Let karma do what it's supposed to do. Let karma thrive in this situation. All right. I just feel like there's a lot of things that have been said about you, and there have been people who have tried to cut things out of you. Well, cut things out of you, cut you off from the world, cut you off from speaking for yourself. All right, things have been said, things have been seen, maybe and heard. You've got some text messages. Somebody sent you a screenshot of what somebody said about you, and you just let it go, because people don't like what you do. People don't like who you are, especially if you're doing this kind of work. They don't like this. They want to talk about you behind your back, how you're an evil person, how you're the devil, and you can't do this and you can't do that. You can do whatever you set your mind to. If they don't like it, they can kick rocks. Okay? They can kick rocks. So I just feel like you've always been talked about. There's always been a level of admiration for what you do, whether they say it or not, and for who you are, because they can't do what it is you do, and maybe they can do what you can do, but at the same token, they don't, because they're afraid of what other people are going to say. You're not afraid of what people are going to say. You just let what they say get to you, and it hurts you. Okay, it hurts you. Who are you in your past life, Virgo? And I feel like whoever you are and your beliefs in your past life is pretty much the same way you are today. See, medicine man or woman, that's who you are. You could be Indian. It doesn't matter what it is, what you practice, what you preach. This is who you truly are. And they can't take that away from you. That's your gift. That's your spiritual gift. That's your legacy. You have been gifted this from a shaman who is in your bloodline. And they can't take that away from you, but they persecuted you because they didn't. Ooh, child. They persecuted you because they didn't understand. Because they didn't understand. But you live your life, you love your life, no matter what you're going through, everything is going to be A-okay. because you're still here. They may have said some things to you. They may hurt you behind your back, say some things, whatever the situation was. But have a love of life and say, you know what, I'm going to always be me. If they don't like it, then hey, I'm going to still do what I do best. And that's being true to who I truly am. All right. Talk to you later.